Hello, hello. I'm just going to give it a couple of minutes for people to click the link and join us. So I'll start the presentation soon. Thank you for everyone that's joining so far. It's good to see you. A couple more minutes. Great. Cool. Okay, just waiting for any last minute stragglers. Hopefully everyone that wanted to attend live is here now. And we can go from there. Okay, we'll get started now. Welcome. Thank you for everyone who's joining live. We are hosting, SitePodium is hosting a webinar series on optimizing digital tools for social value. Please keep connected with us so you can be part of the future webinars that we'll be doing on this subject. And it's so great to have you here. So I'm Xanthia and I'll be presenting today, but we've also got Lucas, a fellow team member at SitePodium who'll be in the chat and can answer any questions that you may have that come up or spurred on by this webinar. Alternatively, you can always, if you're watching the recording, you can reach out to us. We'll have links at the end of this presentation, and also you can find us just by clicking in sitepodium.com, and we'll be really excited to hear from you. Okay, so what we're talking about today is, actually first, let's just backtrack about my background, just so you know that I have got experience on both sides, being part of the project and managing the community engagement strategies and plans that the companies that I worked for required on construction projects. I've also had experience in urban planning and most recently the social impact, social value space, which is what we'll be talking about today. So I definitely understand the challenges of working in both the public and the private sectors, and wanted to share today just 5 easy tips for creating and enhancing social value on your projects. So it's not revolutionary. We're just going back to basics. And the aim of this webinar is to make the complex as simple as possible. Let's just bring it back to the basics and the foundational steps to really connecting in and involving your communities on your projects so we can get mutual benefit. And that is what social value is. So I am passionate about best practice, and I really am curious and passionate, like I said, about advancing our profession in a way that has value and holds a legacy for the community, to know that the companies, corporations, organizations are considering their impacts and their voice, and they get a voice at the table. So that's what I'm passionate about. So let's get into the webinar, but first let's also cover what is social value, because this is another new term. Every couple of years we seem to get another buzzword. So at the moment, social value is very much a hot topic, especially with this green energy resurgence and renewables, and looking at we have a finite resource and we need to do this well, and we need to make sure that the community are involved. So social value is about the well-being of current and future generations, and well-being refers to the economic, the environmental, and the social aspects of humanity, of us progressing and evolving and developing. So very broad, but we're going to bring it back down into simple terms, like I said, in this webinar. So we need social value for sustainable development. If we're going to do anything sustainably, we have to make sure that the well-being is considered. So we can check in on their quality of life. We can make sure that through these methods that we are touching and making sure that we're responsive to any feedback that come back from the community. So digital tools are great for measuring, analyzing this data that you'll be getting in from the community, because that's one thing to offer it, but now you need to make sure that you close the feedback loop and you provide proper cleansed data that has an impact, is useful, and is practical in a community engagement construction project. Also, I wanted to touch on that while my background is in construction and while SitePodium very much is in the construction industry, is used in that space, this can apply to multiple projects. Anything that has stakeholders can use digital tools. And in my opinion, SitePodium can be used on multiple various projects and on various problems that need to be solved. So you might have heard of ESG, social license to operate, social impact, corporate social responsibility. These all come under the umbrella of the social value framework and are all contributing to a mutual beneficial arrangement with community and development. So the 5 easy ways. They're not revolutionary, I said that before, but you gain real-time data. That is your advantage. That's the optimization here. And that's what digital offers you. A lot of traditional media, I know that I've sent many letters in my previous careers, and while we're not looking to replace this, we are looking to work in conjunction and to make sure that we reach as many people on as many platforms, on as, to their door as well as in their phone. So we're just making it your message be broadcast to as many people as you can, which is something that I don't know why you wouldn't do it, basically. So like I said, it helps collect and analyze data, and this is to measure social value, social impact, community engagement objectives. All the things that we do in the profession can be done on a digital tool as well. Unlike letters where you can't track them, you don't know if they're opened, you don't know if they're getting to the right person. So you could do it in conjunction, so you have more chance to get the message through. Okay, so the first method is community surveys. It is really important to conduct these surveys in an easy way for the community member to provide it, and also make sure that they're consistent and regular. The beauty about SitePodium is that there's always going to be, if you, as the client, elect it to be, a satisfaction survey can be entered or is available at all times. So you're constantly receiving feedback, and you're constantly being able to be responsive and agile and robust in your responses. You get to ask really just good questions about their quality of life, like how do you feel about the current works in your area? It can be as simple as that, but you have to offer it so people, and make it easy so people can provide that data, and you can make, like I said, a better project, and outcomes are met. So we get valuable insights, and this is all about the community well-being, which brings it back to the social value that you'll be receiving and creating. The second method is stakeholder meetings. Now, I didn't say this is revolutionary, like I said. It's very basic stuff. You've got to talk to your community. You've got to be part, you've got to make yourself available. And these have to be regular, just like the surveys. You have to constantly you can keep it casual with drop-in sessions, but there's got to be either online or face-to-face opportunities for community to come see you, because not everyone's going to use a chat function or respond to a letter. So you have to give those other opportunities. And you can also work with existing activities like a market stall or a festival or something, and you'll get the right people if you do the planning in the right stages. So we have to actively listen to these perspectives and not just take them on note. We have to close the loop and provide a response, even if it's negative feedback, even if the stakeholder meeting got a bit crazy. We have to get familiar and comfortable with what comes up, and just know that we can work through it, and it's not going to be the end of the world. If we get any negative press, we can work with it. Any feedback is an opportunity. So that's important. You've got to provide the touch points. Now, the third one is observations in the field. Now, this is another obvious one, but something that in this digital age we might not be seeing the value in as much. But I can tell you, by going on site and actually seeing what the community sees and feeling what they're, and getting the senses, what's the noise like, what's the dust like, is the vibration, would I be able to handle this? So you have to put yourself in their shoes, and the best way to do that is to really understand your site. Again, this is a construction focus, but any kind of program or product or whatever you needing community involvement with, you have to know it intimately. And that is what I did as a recommendation, is that I would make sure that I work from site 1 day a week, especially during construction phase, so I can be a really good touch point, that translator to community, because I would understand it. I would know what they're going through. So that is real-time data that you can use to enhance social value. Now, the fourth method is impact monitoring. A lot of work like bridges, civil construction jobs, you'll have phases where you have a lot of, where you've condensed the high impact work. And this is important for scheduling and all the things, but you have to make sure during that time that the community are well informed and involved, because you don't know how they'll respond, what their backgrounds are, what their experiences are. So you have to be mindful that during this period, you need to provide regular updates and really think about what they're going through. So we also have an option with SitePodium where you can do live streaming, and this is really cool and a great way to be transparent in your projects and really open up the doors, the construction fence, because you are showing them that this is a controlled activity. We have, the safety measures in place, and we are inviting you to see what we're doing. And some projects won't be doing this, but at least there's some kind of intention and offering during these times where you can be more informed and more involved, because let's say we have a refugee and there's vibrations going on. You don't know what that could spark inside of them if they come from a war-torn country. There are things that we need to consider, and of course there's things that will come up, and that's why you have these touch points. That's why you have a digital engagement tool, so you can capture those straight away, and the project will be it's a two-way communication. It's symbiotic. It's constantly looking for balance and making sure that the project is progressing and not causing a negative impact to community. Okay. And now we have the final one, which is a great segue into the digital engagement tool that I advocate for. It's SitePodium. So the fifth method is using a digital engagement tool for the metrics, for the data, for making your life easier during reporting time. So you have it all on one platform, and you can see how many followers you have to a project. You can see how many interactions you have. You can see the open rates of updates. You can really track things that unfortunately letters just can't. The analog system is that's not its forte. It's digital. So that's what I think is really important to note with these methods, is that digital tools enhance. I'm not saying replace, they enhance your strategies. They enhance your community reputation and the two-way conversation. It comes back to that for me. So you also get the quantitative data as well as the qualitative through the chat functions or the contact form that we have at SitePodium. So Data is king, data is knowledge, data is everything during this time, and you get it all in one app, and you can determine what factors you want, what data you want from your community members and stakeholder groups, how you want to present that, and it's all very customizable, which is a really great feature as well. So SitePodium. Okay, so it enables two-way communication, which is what I've been talking about with these methods, and you can easily share project updates through push notifications, and that is the key to really getting your message across, is to enable those push notifications. But if the customer or the community, doesn't want to receive push notifications, that's okay too. You can have that option, and that is the flexibility that you get with the digital tool. You can also do chats, polls, surveys. There's even AI coming that will be inbuilt. So there's a lot of opportunities to visually represent your project. So, a picture talks 1,000 words. Sometimes people get overwhelmed with reading. So you have video functions. You have the ability to capture as many people and then shareable on social media, which is always good too, which gets you to get even more data and more reach, which is really beneficial for social value improvement and enhancement. Okay, so just wanted to go through exactly how it looks, because you can get complex. There's a lot of digital tools, there's a lot of apps out there, but what we really focus on is making it simple for the user. So we make it, anyone can follow a project. All you have to do is to go to the App Store, download or find SitePodium, all one word, and then download it, and then your distance to the project will be filtered. So it'll be by distance, and then you can start following and interacting with projects that are of interest to you. I imagine if you're going to the app that you have a project in mind, so you can find that project, and you will see the updates that come up on that left-hand side image, and then you can also provide satisfaction feedback about even how you found the app, or just how the construction project is going, or whatever question is asked of you. And you can also contact the team through contact forms. So it's really logical. It's really easy as on the client side to provide those touch points to community and know your community, because a lot of the times we look at the data and we don't know the stories behind it, but we're making assumptions. But through this tool, you can actually request that information through the surveys, or you can put an update out there requesting feedback on something in particular. So there's a bandwidth of opportunity here, depending on your challenge. There is a solution in digitalizing that. And what have we got? Okay, so we would love for you to stay connected. Obviously, this is a webinar series, so there'll be more of this. We also want to make it tailored to you, and any certain challenges that you might be facing with integrating a digital tool in your current workplace. Is like what's really blocking you, or those barriers, because we are here to problem solve for you. So we ultimately have the ethos that the community being involved on projects is best practice, and that's what we want on projects in the future. Regardless, it's about data literacy and getting people familiar with this way of doing engagement, because we really do see this as the future, and it's great to get more people passionate and excited about the opportunities that social value creates. So yep, Lucas has just put the link in there. So we look forward to you following us and hearing from you, and making sure that these webinars are tailored to what you're going through right now. We're here to, we're open to feedback, like what we have in our app. So we we want to create social value in the industry as well, and make the profession progress and see where it goes. So thank you again for tuning in, and we look forward to hearing from you. Bye for now.